Hey, welcome back to Dad Life Chess. This is Joel. Hope you are having a wonderful day and happy Thanksgiving to all of you that are celebrating Thanksgiving. I know that it's an American holiday, but even if you are not celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have much to be thankful for. I, for one, am very blessed and have much to be thankful for. I have such a wonderful family. God has been so good to me. And one small thing I'm thankful for today specifically, and that's why I'm making this video is I was able to cross over to 2,200 in chess.com rapid. Now, you might say that's not a big deal. Online ratings don't matter. And you're right. But hey, it was a fun milestone. But before I jump in the video, please do like the video, subscribe, leave a comment below. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. But we'll jump in. I do apologize, haven't been able to upload a lot of videos. However, I've been doing a lot of stuff with our family recently, and my kids have actually gotten into fishing. My boys wanted to go out fishing and learn how to fish. And in fairness, I'm not like the greatest fisherman in the world. However, I've enjoyed it. We've been going out fishing with our family, and then my daughters are interested in it as well. So we've been all doing that. And I have to say, it's kind of comical because I've been watching some YouTube videos on how to fish and teach your kids how to fish and everything like that, and my YouTube algorithm is a little bit confused right now. So it's like popping out chess videos and fishing videos and all of those things. But anyway, let's jump into this video. Before I do, I want to mention a couple things, and I'll mention them probably at the end of the video on where I would recommend if you wanted to get a little bit a higher rating on online in online chess. But this game was a 10-minute rapid game. It started out with d4. I had the white pieces. My opponent played d5. Of course, we went to the London system. Hey, you can hate the London system all you want. However, I've been able to reach past 2,000 on chess.com Blitz and now 2,200 chess.com Rapid by primarily playing the London system. So haters can say what they want to say. I want to jump out. I want to mention that yesterday, the Speed Chess Championship with none other than Fabiano Caruana and Eric Geisy, it displayed quite a few London system games, and oftentimes White got the better end of that deal. So say what you will, it's even played at the highest levels, and I still think the London system is a wonderful game or a wonderful way to get a good game of chess. But haters are always going to hate it. So my opponent plays e6. Oftentimes in these positions, I'll play my knight to my queenside knight to d2 first, develop it. There's really no, I don't think, specific reason why or not. Here, I probably could have just played knight f3, but I wanted to drop back. I don't mind playing these positions where they take, open up my h file. My opponent played kind of a weird move, bishop d7. I thought about taking here on d6. They recapture, but I was like, I don't want to give them the double pawns on the d file, which will allow them to play for the e5 push. So I just simply developed, and now they play this. This is kind of I would say it's just a little bit of an inaccuracy or a dubious kind of a move. I don't know if this is the best way to set up for black. They oftentimes will play c5 and contesting my center, but they play here this. And so in this position, I thought, well, I don't really want to allow this kind of push here, and it might get kind of weird with some kind of fork on e4. So if you know, I was playing this game on my iPad. I had basically already reached 2191, I think it was, and then I lost a game, and then I won another game, and I was right here at 2193. So I wanted to play super, super solid, and I wanted to just break. That was almost my whole goal was I wanted to break over to 2200. Then now my opponent takes back. Now I have the open H file. I'm thinking, okay, I got something to work for. Now my bishop's a little bit misplaced. However, if it's on D3, sometimes they have this knight before, which will drop back anyway. So right here, I decide my opponent actually plays queen to e7, and I'm thinking, okay, they're probably going to castle queenside and or push e5. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try to just see what they're going to do. I'm going to try to discourage them from playing e5 because now if they play e5, I'm just going to take, and then I'll be able to take the pawn. Now my opponent drops back here, and I'm thinking to myself, that's a very strange setup we have here. I already feel very good about my position. Obviously, computer recommends to just take here, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, here's a bishop that's really doing absolutely nothing. It's kind of like a glorified pawn. It's imprisoned behind his own light squared pawns. So I was like, no, I'm going to keep my light squared bishop. I may need this later. And here, now my opponent plays c5. So I respond back c3. They play a6. I play queen e2. I'm sorry. I play. I'd say a6. I play knight e5, and here my opponent plays knight c6. Now, if you just look at the position, if you didn't go through all the wonky, kind of weird moves, you say, oh, this was just a typical Lenin system. However, with the tempo, now I have f4 able to solidify the center. And anytime they take, I'm able to take back. And I have control over e4, so they can't bring the knight back. The knight's going to be offside, either dropping back here. There's no way it can go here because the bishop's on d7. I feel good about my position. My opponent plays g6. I now play queen f3. And here my opponent plays an absolute blunder. And it is castles. Castles kingside. This is really, really bad. If you've played the London system, this is the kind of position you just want to see. And the next move, if you play the London system for any length of time and you don't like automatically just play g4 in this position, you are missing out on a lot of fun, because this is where the fun happens in the London system. These pieces are all coming towards the king side, and this queen's here going to drop over you. There's just so much fun in these kind of positions. My opponent plays king to g7, trying to get some kind of defense. I was thinking about playing g5 here, and I think even here, I would be very curious if it's even better to just take here. The computer says it's okay. It's still not the very best, but even something like this, g4, and this knight is actually completely trapped. So I should have just played g5 here. Instead, I played queen h3, which allowed my opponent to play h5, which actually was kind of a good move. It's a very good defensive resource. I took this pawn almost instantly, and then my opponent played here, and I thought, oh snaps! Now my rook is now my pawn is pinned. And not only that, if I move away, this knight takes, and then there's always this weird, if I come back here, the rook takes, and now I just kind of lose my thing. So I find the move h6, very good move. Basically, I'm lodging my pawn into the position, kind of the similar, like the alpha zero kind of way of playing, and kind of getting that pawn there. I thought my opponent was going to go here, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm just going to basically paralyze this rook. They're disconnected, and things are great. So my opponent played here king h7, and I should have thought for a little bit of time. And I don't know why I didn't just come. It just the next moves. There's two moves that are just like obvious. Okay, one of them is just g4 right away. You're going to get these moves in. But I want to get my knight over here. I want to get my knight over here. I basically need. So I'm like, okay, I'll drop back here and then here, and I'm dislodge the king on h7, and then I'm going to have my attack. So this knight I want to get right here. If you're watching this, you probably already see the wonderful thing about a game of chess is you start with two knights. And if I was to ask myself, what's my least active piece? It's this dude right here doing nothing on d2, which can simply just jump over here to g5. Now, I don't know what I was thinking, but I played here knight e to f3, which is a complete blunder. Now, pause the video if you want to try and find. It's not very hard, but my opponent has a very good counter attacking move in this position. And yes, that is correct. E5 exclam. Discovering the attack on my queen. And now, I mean, the computer basically says here, it's not that they're going to get this fork. It's because I have the check in between. It's that they're going to be able to, with this queen bearing down on my king, they're going to be able to win a pawn in this position. And basically, white has lost all the opening advantage in this position. Now, thankfully for me, unfortunately for my opponent plays this move, which I don't really understand, rook a to c8, and doesn't really help his position by any stretch of the imagination. I go with my plan, knight to g5. In fairness, I actually never even saw this move e5 until after the game, and I was looking forward to like recording how I got to 2200 with a nearly perfect game without making any mistake. That's not how it went. The nice thing about computers is I think they're great training tools, but they also keep us humble. Do they not? Do they not? Keep us humble. We're like, this was an amazing game, a brilliant game, one of the best games ever played. And Stockfish is like, no, you pretty much messed it up multiple times. My opponent plays king h8, and now here, there's a few other moves that are probably better, but I really like this move, h7, forcing the king to come in here. Now I can bring my queen in. Things are getting just fantastic here. This right here, Ironically, the best move is to take here with the knight. I take back with the knight, and here it's still pinned, so it's probably better. This was definitely a better way to go for my opponent. However, when they play something like here, I have this, then they're going to be able to get this back. So let's say they just take here, and now I can take here. So you can't do that. They'd probably need to go here first because this is pinned. I still have a crushing attack in this kind of position. However, here and here, now I can take here, here, and I can just I think I can just play king f2. And it doesn't. This is the kind of a position that if my opponent was able to defend perfectly, this is not a bad position. There's a lot to play for. I need to get my rook over here on the h file, but it's going to be difficult with the queen sitting there. So it's not over, but it's definitely white's in the driving seat. When I played h7, my opponent played king f8, which is a blender, basically losing the game. My opponent goes here, boom, I'm on this rook. They cannot go rook here because I just simply make another queen, and this actually is going to be checkmate in just a move. So here, just a couple moves. So my opponent actually in this position decides to play queen to f8, not seeing that I can just simply gobble his knight. But I still have to win this game, still have to break through. So my opponent goes here and here, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I pretty much have this game won. My opponent plays knight e7. They want to jump in here to stop it. However, I play this. They know I cannot be allowed to get both of my knights bearing down on f7. So he just drops back to knight to onto c6. And here I find what I think I'm giving. Hey, this is my video, right? Chill out. Chess.com gave it an exclam. I'm going to give it a double exclam. Not very hard to see. I'm basically just I'm winning the house. Now, at this point, my opponent probably should just drop back here. And in this position, just simply the way I would do is I would just take here, and they're kind of forced to take back here and take here. And life is just good for me. I'm completely winning. But my opponent didn't. My opponent actually took here. I was able to take back here. They go here and just simplify everything, take everything, and now I have a new queen. And then my opponent resigned. Boom. There it is. 2200 rapid rating. So yeah. Do I think the 2200 rapid rating means anything? Am I going to get like an online national master task title? Absolutely not. It's just fun to have goals and to hit them. What happened is it's kind of crazy. I actually reached 2150 playing chess.com rapid nearly a year ago, and it took me a year to raise my rating 50 points because there was some dips and valleys, and there were some plateaus, and it was not easy for any by any stretch of imagination. So let me give you a couple hints on how to raise your online rating. It doesn't really matter. I know you're like, who cares about your online rating? It's still fun. I don't get to play a lot of over the board tournaments, so a lot of my games are online. And it's kind of cool to have a rating like that. And that's probably why I've been sitting on this rating for a while. I will go back to playing rapid games on chess.com, but I just wanted to hold on to my 2200 rating for at least a couple weeks. But a couple things that are pretty basic and obvious. Play when you are alert and ready to go. Don't play games when you are tired or stressed out. Don't allow yourself to go on tilt. I try to basically, if I lose 2 games in a row, I'll just try to hold off. Sometimes it happens where you play multiple games, you're losing, but do your best to try to stay off of tilt. And I think the most important thing, if and only if you're trying to raise your rating online. Now, you can argue this is probably not healthy for chess overall, but hey, chess is a game. It's fun to play. You want to choose the right time controls. And 10 minutes used to be blitz on chess.com, but a few years ago they made it rapid, which actually my rating just skyrocketed because my basic chess.com rapid rating was like 1700 because I was playing mainly 1510, which I think is an awesome time control, great for your chess training. It is horrible in the sense that I think that has a lot of cheaters in that time control, so I just don't play it online very much unless I know the person. But 10 minutes is a perfect time control for rating. And I feel like the players in that level are just higher rated. So say what you will. 10 minutes is great. Also, I would highly recommend not playing in the arenas. The arenas are a wild west if and only if you want to raise your rating. Now, if you want to just have fun and you don't care about your rating, then yeah, play the arenas all day long. They are fun, and sometimes on my alt account, I'll just play some arena chess, and I'll lose to like 1,000 players with their Smurf accounts and such like that. So it's wild. It's fun. But anyway, yeah, I would say 10-minute rapid is probably the best time control, even on Lichess as well. I've noticed that on Lichess and chess.com, if you want to have a higher rating, and it's probably artificial, I get it. You could probably leave in the comments below and say your rating doesn't really matter and all those things, and you're right. So I will save you time from typing that. But hey, thanks for watching the video. I wanted to make a video saying I hit that milestone, and hopefully by next week I will get over the nervousness of losing that 2,200 rating and play some more on my account. We shall see. But thanks again. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and happy all of the holidays that are coming up in the future, Christmas and New Year's and all those things. Hope you have a wonderful season. Videos will probably be sporadic in the next couple of weeks with all the craziness going on, but hopefully I will be recording videos throughout the holiday season. So happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're thankful for something, and please do subscribe. I appreciate it. Have a great day.